Hello, dear viewers, subscribers. It is another opportunity to have another new, fresh topic under our consult heading. Under this consult, many topics have been looked into, and here we are with another topic which we want to look at another interesting life lessons from the eagles. At Idading, we care to let you know that there are so many things around us that we can learn from, despite the fact that most of all these things have not been taken cognizance of, especially when we do come around or we do have contact with all these things. But in our own consult, we want to make some things fascinating to us by ensuring that we learn from something or things around our environment. We do have access to some of these things. Some of them are closer to us. Some of them are what we know. Some of all these things are what we do live with. But because we don't know that we can actually learn life lessons from them, that is why we are coming with another beautiful concept of life lessons from the eagle. The story and life lessons about eagle is being compiled by Mr. Ismail, while it is being delivered by Mr. Rashid. Under this episode, courtesy heading, we want you to sit down and learn carefully about eagles. But before going deeper into the lessons that we can learn from eagles, we need to let us know that there are some important things, features that we need to know about the eagles. The eagles are like the normal bird that we see around us. So fortunate and could also be unfortunate to some of us. We might have seen eagle before, while some of us do come by eagle either via the television or any printed material like book. But some of us have seen eagles around us. But what do you know about eagle? Eagle is one of the most common names for many large birds. Most of the 60 species of eagles are from Africa. And also, we need to know that eagles are very large, very powerful, and also eagles, they have a very heavy heads and beaks. Even the smallest eagles, such as the booted eagle, they also have relatively and a longer are more broader wings, and also they have a direct and a very fast flight mode when it comes to traveling. And we need to know that eagles, as we do know them, have very large hooked beaks, which is meant for ripping flesh, and also when it comes to getting their prey, that means their food at any particular time. Eagle also have muscular legs, very powerful one, and also they have a powerful talons. The beak of eagles is typically heavier than that of most other birds. Eagles' eyes are extremely powerful. It is estimated that the Marshall eagle, whose eye is more than twice as long as a human eye. That is to say, a Marshall eagle has a visual acuity of about 3.0 to 3.6, which is more than that of human being in 6 times. This acuity enables the eagles to spot any good potential prey from a very long distance. That is the vision scope of an eagle. Also, you need to know that eagles normally build their nests, which is called eyries, in a tall trees or on a high cliffs. Many species of eagles lay 2 eggs, but the older and the larger chick frequently kills its younger sibling once it has hatched at the mature specified period of time. The dominant chick of eagle tends to be a female because they are bigger than that of male. Also, you need to know that the parent eagle take no action to stop the killing when it comes to striking at the prey. You need to know also that eagles, they have at least one singular characteristic, that is, it has been observed that most birds of prey look back over their shoulder before striking on the prey. Why it is not mostly possible for eagle to act in this way, rather eagle focuses at the front. They do not normally look at the back when lying on a tree or on a mountain. So, another beautiful thing that you need to know about eagles is that the commonest eagle that we can find around us have been divided into 5. The first one, we have the Steller's sea eagle. We have the Philippine eagle. We have the happy eagle. We also have white-tailed eagle. We also have the Marshall eagle. So this is just the introductory aspect or something that you need to know or familiarize yourself with when it comes to ego. But the first question I want you to ask yourself is that, do you ever believe in your life that you can learn from ego? As I have said earlier, you can have access to ego, either you see it physically or on a television screen, or having access to the ego while seeing it on a paper or on a book. But that is not the issue. The real issue is that either you have access to it physically, you have access to the ego through the television or through a book. Do you think, have you ever thought of you learning from the ego, especially when it comes to life lessons? So there are some lessons that you and I can learn from egos. The first one is, egos fly with egos. Egos fly with egos. Ego as a giant bird doesn't fly with other smaller birds. Egos fly alone if at all ego needs to fly. An eagle flies alone at a high altitude. While flying alone, eagle does not fly with either sparrow or other smaller birds like the geese and many more, because flying with other birds can draw eagle down to the detriment of the smaller eagles. That is why eagle as a giant bird flies always with eagles. And the normal lesson one can learn from this is that, number one, the person you relate with today makes you the person that you will become tomorrow. The person you are relating with today defines how you will be tomorrow. The person you relate with today defines your thinking ability. The person you relate with today tells more about what you would be tomorrow. That is to say, for you to progress in life, for you to reach your planned destination, for you to climb the ladder that you have set for yourself to the altitude, you need to mingle with the right set of people that can assist you to thrive in life. That means you need to stay away from narrow-minded people. And who are these people? Those that could bring you down, and also they can also rebrand you from the best form to the bad or worst mode. So for you to climb the climax that you have set for yourself, all you need to do is to keep a good company. Keep a good company of friends. And you need to know also that for you to know the kind of people that you will relate with, you have 4 sets of people that you need to draw your own timetable and how to relate with them.